respectueux ne seront pas acceptés. Je vais couper la parole à ma discussion de tout intervenant qui ne suit pas cette table. Merci beaucoup pour votre collaboration. Thank you for your collaboration. Now, enough from me. Here are our candidates for this evening. Et maintenant, nos candidats. First, Neil Drabkin, from the Conservative Party of Canada, Parti conservateur du Canada. Mark Garneau, from the Liberal Party of Canada, Parti libéral du Canada. Franklin Gertler, New Democratic Party of Canada, Nouveau Parti démocratique du Canada. Robert Green, from the Green Party of Canada, Parti vert du Canada. Et Jennifer Jeté, du Bloc québécois. In the interest of transparency, I will also share that Mr. André Valiquette from the People's Party of Canada, Parti populaire du Canada, was invited and unfortunately cancelled at the last minute and will not be attending this evening. We will first start with opening presentations. The first person was selected by a random draw earlier, and then we'll proceed in alphabetical order. So we will begin with Madame Jeté. You have 2 minutes.
Hi everyone, so my name is Jennifer Jeté and I'm representing the Bloc Québécois here in the riding. To present myself, I am actually working as a civil servant for the Quebec government. I have been in arts and community where I was living when I was younger, actually, during my studies. And through the years I have been in politics and as well as in union implication. I was a union rep as well when I started to work as a civil servant. So to me, I'm here to defend all the Quebec, I understand the English, but to me it's easier to speak in French. So, je vais vous dire que dans le fond, mon but c'est de défendre vraiment les intérêts de tous les Québécois. Je vais essayer de répondre le plus en anglais lorsque possible, mais pour être précise dans mes réponses, vous allez, bien que j'étudie à McGill et que je comprends l'anglais, vous allez probablement m'entendre plus en français pour ce soir.
Merci beaucoup. Mr. Grant?
Yes, bonsoir mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue. Good evening ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being here this evening. Ni hao. To my Chinese friends in the audience. It's an important election that we're facing on October the 21st. 4 years ago, a Liberal government was elected, making a lot of promises and providing a lot of hope, as they called it, the sunny ways. Yet, the government has let a lot of people down. They've broken a lot of promises, and in many respects, they have made the administration of government, they've brought it into disrepute. Prime Minister of the country, Justin Trudeau, has broken the law on 2 occasions, not once but twice. And of late, he has disgraced himself in the eyes of the world with the news that we saw last week when he made a mockery of minorities in this country. And so it's time to restore integrity to the office of the Prime Minister. Concernant l'économie, il y avait des promesses qu'on va équilibrer le budget, mais malheureusement, on va avoir un déficit cette année de 20 milliards de dollars et les taxes n'ont pas baissé. Ils sont augmentés. We also have a government that has showed contempt for the values that we embrace as Canadians. They paid $10 million to a convicted terrorist. They have restored citizenship to another convicted terrorist. And this has let a lot of people down. It's time to restore confidence in government. It's time to balance the budget. It's time to reduce taxes. It's time to make your life a little bit easier than it is. And that is what a Conservative government led by Andrew Scheer will do. We'll put more money back in the pockets of Canadians instead of continually taking it out. We'll reduce taxes, we'll balance that budget so our children's lives are not mortgaged and their children. And with your support, I will become your Member of Parliament, and we will embrace that call to duty.
Thank you
very much.
Mr. Garneau.
Bonjour, good evening, great to be here. D'abord, merci au Conseil communautaire de Notre-Dame-de-Grâce grâce d'avoir organisé cet événement et merci d'être venu nous écouter. Normalement, je réponds à des questions et c'est ce que je vais faire ce soir, mais je vais profiter de mes 2 minutes pour parler un peu des choses dont je suis fier que nous avons pu accomplir pour les citoyens et citoyennes de Notre-Dame-de-Grâce dans les 4 dernières années. Let me tell you about some of the things that the Liberal government has done for the people of NDG. First of all, and we're very proud of this, the Canada Child Benefit, which has helped over 8,000 families with over 14,000 children in our riding. Secondly, the National Housing Strategy, which is also at the moment helping to renovate and to subsidize some of the community housing in this riding. Programs like CanCode and the Digital Literacy Program, which are bringing digital literacy and coding skills to young people and to adults. The Canada Summer Jobs Program, which had 175 youth this summer working in 53 different organizations in NDG, including many summer camps. Grants to arts and culture that promote inclusion and diversity in the community, such as festivals, artistic and musical events. Grants to seniors organizations under the New Horizons program that provide services and activities to seniors in our community, like the New Hope Center just beside us. And then funding to organizations like Head and Hands, like Women on the Rise, the Elizabeth Fry Society, Bienvenue à NDG, Prévention Côte des Neiges NDG. Je mentionne ces programmes pour que vous sachiez que le gouvernement libéral est là pour vous et j'aurai l'occasion ce soir de mentionner d'autres programmes durant la soirée. Merci.
Thank you, Mr. Gordon. Mr. Girdler.
Oui, bonsoir. Excusez-moi, j'ai la voix un peu rauque, mais je vais faire de mon possible. Je suis très content d'être avec vous à Notre-Dame-de-Grâce, que j'habite depuis bientôt 20 ans. Je me présente parce que je suis profondément convaincu qu'on n'a pas à se contenter du statu quo. Je vous demande de donner votre vote au NPD parce que nous avons un parcours très fort et une contribution considérable, surtout en cas de gouvernement minoritaire. The NDP has a complete plan that puts the public interest ahead of corporate interests. We commit to effective and job-creating action to face the climate crisis. We stand unequivocally against committing Canada to the continued and expanded exploitation of the tar sands through the TMX pipeline. The NDP plan includes comprehensive economic and social measures like completing the work of Tommy Douglas with head-to-toe Medicare that covers eyes, teeth, and medicine. I ask you to vote for me as the MP for NDG Westmount and Montreal West because I have the vision and the practical experience that is needed. As a lawyer, I have actually shaped environmental legislation and policy in Canada, stopped fossil fuel electrical generating plants, taken injunction actions to protect Aboriginal lands from fracking, and worked on wind projects and brought utilities to implement energy efficiency. I don't believe that public life should be a matter of promising dazzling measures with your own money. Canada is a wealthy country. Our public service is the finest in the world. If we give them clear instructions to put the people and the planet first, this will give us the affordable solutions we need. I look forward to your questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Green.
Bonsoir tout le monde. Good evening, everyone. C'est un temps très intéressant d'être au Canada pour le Parti vert parce que nous sommes le parti maintenant avec le momentum. On voit ce momentum dans les sondages nationaux et on voit ce momentum quand on fait le porte-à-porte ici en NDG Westmount. Et c'est pas étonnant parce que nous sommes le seul parti avec un plan crédible pour répondre aux crises climatiques. So we are the only party with a serious plan that actually addresses the science of the climate emergency. We are the only pan-Canadian party that is proposing, for example, a ban on fracking. We are the only pan-Canadian party that is also proposing a complete ban on pipelines. And as well, we're the only party that is planning to transform our food production system away from the industrial, chemical-intensive procedures and towards a method of production that is both more local and more organic. And we see addressing the climate emergency both as an ecological necessity, but also as an economic opportunity. We want to move Canada in the direction of countries that, like Germany and the Scandinavian countries, that have been making major investments in green technologies, in renewable energy, that are creating jobs without jeopardizing the future for our children. And we believe we have a plan to transition off of fossil fuels, and it's a plan that leaves no one behind. So we are also a party of social justice and a party of reconciliation with Indigenous people. And for that reason, we believe that we really deserve your vote this time. We are in a climate emergency, the science is clear, and I think it's up to all of us to vote for a party that takes that science seriously.
Thank you very much. Maintenant, nous allons commencer avec les questions posées par la Conseil communautaire Notre-Dame-de-Grâce. Vous rappelez que ces questions ont été fournies aux candidats en avance. Please note these questions were provided to the candidates in advance. And for our first question.
Bonsoir. Les chiffres de Statistique Canada indiquent que 278 000 enfants de moins vivaient sous le seuil de pauvreté en 2017. 2017 étant la première année complète de la prestation fiscale canadienne pour enfants. L'agence poursuit en indiquant que l'augmentation du montant des prestations fiscales pour enfants, conjuguée à l'augmentation des revenus du marché, a permis de mettre plus d'argent dans les poches des familles en 2017. À l'appui de ce type d'impact mesurable, quelles autres mesures votre parti et vous-même allez-vous mettre en place pour sortir les gens de la pauvreté, y compris les personnes seules, les aînés et les couples sans enfants? Comment ces prestations seront-elles payées? Statistics Canada figures show that 278,000 fewer children living below the poverty line in 2017. 2017 being the first full year of changes to the Canada Child Tax benefit. The agency goes on to say that the increase to the amount of child tax benefits coupled with gains in market income has put more money into the pockets of families in 2017. With this type of measurable impact, what other measures will you and your party put into place to lift people out of poverty, including single people, seniors, and couples without children? How will these benefits be paid for?
Thank you. 2 minutes, starting with Mr. Drabkin.
Well, obviously we need to reduce the taxes that Canadians pay. At this particular time, 80% of the middle class are paying higher taxes, but it applies right across the board. Lower income people as well should be given a tax break. My government is committed to lowering taxes universally right across the board. That's fundamentally important. Also, we have to reintroduce tax credits that the Liberal government did away with, especially as they relate to children. Children who go to sporting events were eligible for tax benefits, tax credits their parents could have collected. That was eliminated by the Liberal government. Conservative government wants to restore these tax credits. And as well, if a child participated in a cultural activity, tax credits were available for them too. This also applies to middle class and all families. Obviously, we have a lot that we need to be able to do to eliminate what you raise as a very legitimate problem. It will also take eliminating what I call stupid and silly spending on behalf of the government. Now, our government's sending $250 million a year to the Asia Development Bank to build roads and bridges in China. I fundamentally believe that money needs to be spent on the very issues that you are raising this evening. Mr. Trudeau likes to spend a lot of money on himself too. He spent $24,000 on a dock, $17,000 to get his chef over to India. He doesn't need to spend the taxpayers' money on his own personal gain. That is unacceptable. That money needs to be funneled to people who need it, like the people you're referring to this evening. It's time to send Mr. Trudeau a message that he can no longer use our money for his own needs. It's for the needs of Canadians. Stop taking money out of the pockets of Canadians to put money in his pocket and his family's pocket.
Thank you, Mr. Drabkin. Mr. Garneau.
D'abord, je suis très heureux de vous dire que le chiffre de 278 000 enfants au-dessus du seuil de la pauvreté est maintenant rendu à 300 000 et 900 000 si on inclut les adultes. Et la semaine dernière, on a annoncé une bonification de 15% dans le programme de l'allocation canadienne pour enfants pour les enfants en dessous de l'âge de 1 an, parce qu'on reconnaît qu'il y a des dépenses additionnelles dans la première année d'un enfant. Turning to, and all of that money is 100% tax-free for the 8,000 families in our riding that do receive it. Turning to seniors, we reinstated the age of retirement from 67 under the Conservatives to 65. We increased the guaranteed income supplement for low-income seniors by almost $1,000, helping nearly 1 million seniors. So what else are we doing to reduce poverty? Well, we've made some announcements in this election. We just announced an income tax reduction that will help middle class, but also particularly low-income Canadians by increasing your non-taxable basic personal exemption up to $15,000. We just announced that old age security payments will be increased by 10% when you reach age 75, and that Canada Pension Plan, or QPP here, survivor benefit, will be increased by 25%. We're also committing to pharmacare and are reviewing the cost of patent drugs at the moment to make them more affordable for people who need them. We've also initiated a national housing strategy to help with housing for low-income seniors. We've committed to reducing the number of homeless by 50% over the next 5 years. Toutes ces mesures vont nous aider. Il y a encore beaucoup à faire, mais je pense qu'investir pour se débarrasser de la pauvreté est un bon investissement. Merci.
Thank you, Mr. Gertler.
Thank you. The child care benefit was a good first step in the right direction, but it isn't enough. The reality is that in 2017, Statistics Canada says that 622,000 Canadian children are still living in poverty, and too many of them live right here in NDG and other parts of our riding.